So human beings evolved as primates to basically be self-interested. If it's good for me to share or to be nice to strangers, then we've evolved the tendency to do that. But we're basically self-interested individuals. However, what I add in The Righteous Mind is I believe that in the last 500,000 to 1 million years, human beings went through a period of group-level selection. That means we had tribes competing with tribes. We had groups competing with groups. And so you and I and everybody watching this video are descended not from a random cross-section of the hominids that were wandering the African plains in 500,000 BC. We are descended only from the small percentage of groups that were able to keep the territory, take that territory, control this water resource, dominate other groups. We're groupish. Our ancestors were the successful groupists, you might say. And this is crucial for understanding politics, sports, war, and business. We're really good at doing one for all for one. But as I said earlier, we don't just open up and say, I'll merge with the group, whatever, take me. No, we're skeptical, we're wary. But under the right circumstances, we're willing to join and merge with the group. When you look at many political protests, what you see is a quasi-religious event. You see people singing and chanting and swaying in unison. This is very clear in the videos from many of the campus protests. These are the psychological technologies behind religious worship. So to say that the protests are in part a religious movement is not to insult them. It's to say they are part of normal groupishness, just like business, just like politics, just like sports.
Ideology is the new religion today.
Yes, I think that is true and extremely important. Humans evolved to be religious. For most of our evolutionary history, that religion was small-scale, little tribal things. People worship rocks or trees, a sacred animal. Origin of big religions is very recent. It's only when you get agriculture and surplus in cities, then you get big gods. Then you get moralistic, punishing gods. You get Judaism and Christianity and Islam and Hinduism. And those big religions dominated public life for a few thousand years. And now they're fading, at least in Western countries. They're fading out. Many fewer people go to church regularly. But the fastest growing religious designation is spiritual but not religious. It's not because our programming doesn't change. Our hearts and souls don't change. We just stop going to church and worshiping big organized religions.
Do-it-yourself religion.
Do it with a small group religion. So people are looking for groups to do this with. People are looking for meaning. And I think on college campuses where organized religion plays very little visible role, you see almost no sign of it. I think, and young people are always looking for meaning and purpose. So I think there is emerging a kind of a very passionate, radical identity protesting for, well, it's often called social justice, protesting for social justice. I think it does take on some religious overtones, yes.